Hi everyone, Salty Stark here, and today we're just going to be going over how to gain power and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of comments suggestion that I should make a guide over pretty much like what to do in Orbia, how to gain power. A lot of people getting stuck in the game. My number one recommendation is honestly, book level is important, but it's not important the way people think, right? People are always trying to get their 4 stars and their 5 stars, and they're like, I need book level whatchamacallit 5 star. Like, if you look, a lot of my monsters for my 5 stars really aren't that high. Like my aerial is, but obviously Bastet's maxed. But I don't try to keep like really high book levels. At first I did try to, so like my Argon's doing pretty good too. But I honestly don't try to keep my monsters that high. When it comes to book levels, they value my 1, 2s, and 3 stars a lot. The reasoning for this is they go to every unit in that category, so every win monster is getting defense plus 31, so on. So, what I recommend doing is start off, get a few good rune sets. You know, all you need is PvE rune sets to start this game, you know? Like, if you can hit, what, 90k on an Argon, 90k on an Argon. It shouldn't be too hard nowadays. Don't ignore that. Like, if you actually don't ignore this. If you look at my Argon, 63k power, no runes on it. That has to come from somewhere. Book levels. Book levels are vastly important for getting to that stage. But I honestly recommend you get a few rune sets that help you able to do all the content of the game. And then instead of farming path tickets the whole time, go I recommend actually, when you're doing your repeat quests, go farm katana. Go farm these. It costs 2 per request comparatively to path ticket costing 4, and you get nowhere near the amount of scrolls. It's 5 to 3. So I think it's more beneficial personally to farm this until you get to like at least book level like 6 or 7. It's gonna do a lot more in my opinion than farming out full like rune sets and just like trying to farm for perfect runes, because the perfect runes, although nice and going to be necessary later, at the same time don't get you to where you need to be at the current point in time. Therefore the game's going to be harder. You want to progress through the game, right? If you get your stuff to 5 or like 6 7, you're going to be in a very much more comfortable position, because for these 1s, 2s, and 3 stars anyways. You're going to be in a very comfortable position, and it makes the game a whole lot easier, in my opinion. Next thing is Spires of Ascension. You want to, and you want to, and you want to push Spires of Ascension. I haven't done my next upgrade yet, that's why I have 138k in the Toa points. But essentially, you want to get this maxed out. These are all your monster's extra stats. This gets added to the base stats for your monsters too, so it is very, very, very important. Well, I gotta make sure to hit that. I need branches, guys. I'm branch broke after these last two um, bookmakings. So, but that's an extra 2,511 health added to the base stats of your monsters. Same with this. Same with this. Really good. Like, that's another, 1,000 stats for, or 1,000 like power in on your team just from each one of these upgrades all the way up to the top. So then obviously then you want to prioritize your summoner power. Your summoner is very important too. Um, with this, I recommend keeping whatever gear you have, whether or not it's good or bad at the moment, and try to get good rolling gears. They're gonna do an update soon where you get a succeed gear. I don't. It's currently not in the game for NA. I know it's in the game for Korea now. But you get a succeed gear. You have all S's on your gear. That's really good. You want to strive to get all S's, that way you can succeed it onto the next gear piece. Once that, I highly recommend Storyteller's video, a 4-minute video on it, just because it basically shows you how it works and operates and stuff like that, to an extent. That way you can understand. Basically, what we're actually working on this week is going to be getting red gems. Then the week after that, I want to work on getting actual like stuff to grind onto the gear, like the books or how like books work. So that's what our current game plan is. But all of these add up. So here I have, an accuracy ring. I need to get rid of the accuracy on everything else. I actually have all of my accessories exactly where I want it, so when Soletta comes out, I'll be very happy. But currently, I don't want to change any of this. But if you look at all this, unless I just decided that I wanted to catalyst, which I'm not going to, this is not good. You want to have S's. But you can catalyst at least this to an S, and everything else is alright in that situation. So it's not bad. But something like this is really bad. I don't know about you, but I don't want to use 4 catalysts just to get this to an S and then have everything else really weak. So you want to try to prioritize grades as well as what everything specs into. Like you want A4 or you want fours. Fours and twos are nice. I like 3 and 3 a lot too because you can use that for like HP and defense styles, stuff like that. That's why this ring's, especially for this ring, because an accuracy ring most people think's bad, but if you have S3 here and an S3 here and it goes into HP percent or flat HP and defense percent or flat defense, it's a lot better. With Orbia too, flat defense is better than defense percent in most scenarios. HP it doesn't look like it is. I could be wrong, but it's not too much of a difference where it actually matters. So just keep that in mind when you are doing this kind of stuff. Kina, flat attack is definitely better than attack percent, but um, these are all these like weapons and stuff are really holding me back personally. Like, there's no way I'm gonna refine and catalyst this. Like, look how bad those rolls are. So what I'm gonna do is, if I get good rolls on weapons and stuff, I don't know if I can't tell you whether or not because we don't have the update. If you can succeed through the new update, if you can succeed weapons onto other summoner weapons, like if Orbia can succeed like her S's on her weapons to Akina, I have no clue. But I am gonna save in preparation. Hopefully that'll be a thing. Because I'm planning on playing Soletta personally. I don't know about you guys, but so that's basically how Summoner Gear works. Right now, I'm only at 206k power, but I'm actually at a happy 206k power, especially when I finish off this, because obviously this isn't done yet. I'm going to S all of this, since it's so close already, and then get this into crit damage, and that gear will be perfect for a really long time. But I'm actually happy with where I am right now. A little low in attack sometimes, still have too much accuracy, but as far as my accessories go, they're literally carrying my whole character right now. So, like, if I get rid of this, watch. I actually didn't like my crit damage necklace that much, but I lost half my power just from that. Granted, you should lose half your power because the other things are only worth 3. Yep. Equip, equip, equip. If anyone's curious too, what I just said, I almost. I'm just mining. I guess there's something over there to almost get me. Please. That's alright. But, yeah. If anyone's curious, each one of these are worth 25%. This is worth 100%. And this is worth 100%. Whatever weapon you have equipped. So keep that in mind whenever you're going into places. Your best, or you're trying to just go for power, your best weapon's going to give you the most power. Right? And you can gauge that a little bit. So between these 4 weapons, there's probably another like 15k power as well as this to potentially get to at least anywhere from 15 to 20k. So now that we've gone over Orbia, let's go into account level. Account level, another big way to gain power, right? Currently, as you can see, I have it prioritized to monster defense, and that's because I'm into the PvP game now, right? The monsters Orbia uses are going to be more. You're going to want them more tanky because it gives you more healing and it gives you more defense. So, as you can see here, I kind of got rid of all the attack increase stuff because I'm using like Ariel, Juno, Tiana, The only like attack based monster I actually use is Chibu. So and then since I didn't really need precision that much, and the accurate 6% accuracy isn't worth the whole slot comparatively to the defense tree over here. Like same with Orvia, I don't need the accuracy at the moment. I have too much accuracy in my opinion as well as precision. So for Orvia, since Orvia is my damage dealer, I went all into damage. Then I personally think I'm gonna go up through here because I don't know about you guys, but 9% innate crit res sounds really broken on a summoner. Like that's almost, what is that, like an innate, like if you're on elemental advantage, a innate like 20% chance or something like that of them not being able to hit you, or with a crit, which is the only thing that like does huge amounts of damage summoner wise. Because I don't know if you guys look at like Leafs and Kinas and stuff like that, but they all go, Leafs and Kinas all just go into try to get 400% crit damage for the most part. Sometimes Kinas go into attack, even because they currently have it to where, attacks with their healing, they're switching to defense, which I think is the right direction because it doesn't make sense that, their best thing heals them, but their worst thing heals them because their stat wise, Kina's attacks the lowest, I believe, if I remember correctly. But and then like some of the stuff's important, but it's not as important. Like I wouldn't even go into spec into this tree at all. Um, I'd go into base stats next, so anything like summoner defense percent or summoner's HP percent. Even like the summoner defense by 35 is probably really good for Orvia. So I would actually just go overall damage taken down is really strong, I think. So if you just go like here, 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 like that's probably my next two pathing is all the way up through this tree, and then all the way up through this tree, and then do this one. Like, and just ignore this. This is probably the least important for Orby, I think. It's not bad, but it's not great kind of thing. So that's my recommendation for this. If you guys are struggling with account levels, let me give you the best life advice I can. Restoration stones. You don't need a lot of them. This right here is like, I want to say about, it's like 54k. I want to say it's like 54k worth of XP. Let's switch to a different center real quick since I already did on this one. But yeah, so restoration stones are about 54k worth of account badges. So that's very important. And I want to say that's pretty much. Also, make sure to do your field events. People don't like to do them for some reason, but it's free resources. We'll go into rune quality real quick, just so you guys can see what rune quality is and how important versus not important it is in reality of things. I don't know if anyone watched the plane to main video, but if you look at, I don't know if the stats actually changed or not because I can't quite remember off the top of my head what you guys see compared to what I see. But the runes on my Annabelle actually dropped it by 2k, even though they're more efficient for in reality of things, and that's just because you want a little bit of attack and stuff like that. Things are weighted based off of like how much does it actually help the unit at that point. Since there's no attack on the unit, it's going to be weighted higher. That makes sense. But make sure to do these. This is a good way to get branches. What we're personally here for. There's a lot of people here, so we're gonna jump to channel 2. Not worry about people being around much. Shout out to Haniv. We're just gonna peek at him like this. This guy likes to jump on my body every time he's in a brawl after he beats me up and bullies me. So. He knows how I feel about him now, so. We're working on our relationship, though, Yeah. Now that I've talked to him, actually, instead, because he used to just jump on me, never had a conversation with the man. Anytime he was about to win the fight, he'd just start jumping on me because I'd be on the ground, Yamcha. He'd just start jumping on me, and I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way. Especially because I was on vacation on my playing on my iPad, just trying to get my games out of the way. He's just there jumping. But shout out to Niv. But if we go look at runes real quick, I don't know if anyone saw my Annabelle. As you can see, gems do a lot too. Don't be like I'm gonna get a better gem and then not put it on your weapons. This literally dropped down 13k from the last time we just saw it, like a minute or from the last time we saw it. Like that's a lot of points. So make sure to do your gems. They give a crazy amount. Me personally, I prioritize blue gem, then red gem, then green gem if you're trying to create gems. But definitely use whatever gems you have at least. Attack percent's probably best for reds. I like defense percent more than HP percent, in all honesty, for my blues. And then greens, I actually like attack speed more than everything else because it's the only thing that goes onto a unit that won't make sure that you hit 100%. Right? Like, who builds attack unit or attack speed units? Whereas, you prioritize resistance. I had to restat this because it had 100% resistance, so that was just wasted stats at one point. Like, gems are a lot, but if you have 0 gems and your units are looking like this, if you had gems, you'd be at 140k power right now for each unit. Like, this Annabelle on Orvia for me is at 140k. So, but anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the best way I think. To get power, book levels is definitely the underestimated one in my opinion. So make sure to get those book levels if you're early on. I think they're more important than Path of Adventure for a little bit. Like, obviously don't skip out on your Path of Adventures on the day. I still think doing your Path of Adventures is really important. I'm not saying don't farm runes, but I don't think it's as important to farm tickets if you don't have the book level, because it's just a lot more free base stats comparatively to a slight rune upgrade. Like, let's say you went from a hero to a legend rune, that's like 2k points for one monster, whereas you get all your book levels from 3 to 4. That's like 2k, at least 2k points for all your monsters. But anyways, guys, Salty Stark signing off. If you like the video, please subscribe. If you want more, or any more like guides or anything, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys. Have a good one.